But what we have today is that music is in the cloud anyway, right? YouTube and other channels for free. So it's very important to look at the overall patterns. That's my job, really, in a nutshell, and to bring it down to a couple simple points. And that's what I will try to do for you today. I mean, when you guys use WhatsApp, you guys have WhatsApp, right? It's like asking if you're going to go to the bathroom later. Everybody has WhatsApp. Right? When you use WhatsApp, you don't need the telecom. Right? You just need the internet connection from the telecom, right? You know how much money SMS makes from telecoms? Used to make $300 million every day, worldwide. You know how much of that is shrinking? Right? It's going to shrink to 20 million, over 90%, because of these kind of apps. Right? So first, communications will move, and then revenue streams will become part of screens. So the best thing you can do for the future of whatever you're doing, e-commerce or selling things or media, is to look at screens. What's going to happen with screens? They want entirely different things. They have different lifestyles. If you're a bank today, if you're in the banking business, you're in deep trouble, right? Because digital immigrants are still there, they're not leaving. But as Bill Gates said, we need banking, but do we need banks? I mean, today, you can send money on the mobile phone. 56% of money transactions in Africa are done through mobile device, a service called M-Pesa, mobile money. So you have to think about how you're going to move those eyeballs, from the immigrants over to the natives. That can be a tough mission, because they're very picky. Right? They compare everything. So the key to the future is to kind of think about digitally native offerings. Things that only work because we have the mobile, because we have social, because we have the cloud, because we have big data. And here's the funny part. When I worked in the music business, they told me, first thing, this was over the last 10 years, first thing they told me is that they want to do business despite the internet. Right? They came from the other way and said, we want to figure out how we can survive even if the internet goes on. I'm like, well, let's turn it around and say, how can you survive only because of the internet and because of technology? That is the question you have to ask. We have to create an ecosystem around the big data. We have to make sense out of that data, not just have the data. We have to think about return on involvement. How will our customers give things back to us because they like us, because they like what we do?
24% of those who enter higher education. What impact will the growth of technologies have on open and distance learning, or ODL? Let me outline 3 recent trends. The first trend has been a huge increase in online provision. In 2010, 31% of all US higher education students were taking at least one course online. As technologies become more accessible, even developing countries will move towards more online provision. Asia has a high percentage of online enrollments, with Vietnam leading at 44% and Malaysia close behind at 39%. As Rajasthan gets enhanced connectivity, offering online courses becomes a real possibility for VMOU. But as research has shown, the success of distance learning in the developing world has been to adopt blended approaches rather than purely online provision. The second trend is the rise of open education resources, or OER. What are OER? As we know, OER are educational materials that are free and freely available, have open licenses, and are reusable without having to seek the permission of the original author. OER can increase access, improve quality, and lower costs. In India, we have NPTEL, the Indian government's OER project, which you all know about. The engineering materials developed by the IIT faculty are available free under this project and are being used in over 600 engineering colleges all over the country. These remote colleges do not have access to well-stocked libraries or other resources. Both teachers and students are benefiting from the free content. Similarly, there are hundreds of courses available as OER around the world, which we can adopt and adapt to suit our needs. The use of OER can help open universities save both course authoring time and money. Now that high-quality content is available as OER, the emphasis can shift to providing quality support services. There are many studies which show that effective learner support